The real reason they killed Nigeria's first prime minister. Part 1. The night Nigeria lost its innocence. January 15, 1966, Nigeria was asleep. The streets of Lagos were unusually quiet. Families had gone to bed believing tomorrow would be just another Saturday. But behind the silence, military trucks rolled through the darkness. Young army officers checked their weapons. Radio stations were marked as targets. Government houses were surrounded. Within a few hours, one of Africa's youngest democracies would collapse. By sunrise, some of Nigeria's most powerful men would be dead. Among them was Nigeria's first and only prime minister, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. But why? Was he killed because he was corrupt? Was he betrayed by those closest to him? Was the coup driven by ethnic politics? Or were there deeper political and military forces that pushed Nigeria toward catastrophe? More than 60 years later, historians continue to debate these questions. While many facts are well established, some motives remain contested. Today, we follow the evidence to reconstruct one of the darkest nights in Nigeria history. Before we go deeper in today's history, click on the button below to subscribe and turn on your notification button. This is the story of how Nigeria's democracy died and why Nigeria's first prime minister was killed. Chapter 1. A young nation full of hope. On October 1st, 1960, Nigeria celebrated independence from Britain. Across Lagos, thousands gathered to witness the lowering of the British flag and the raising of the green and white Nigerian flag. For millions of Africans, Nigeria represented hope. With abundant natural resources, a large population, and educated political leaders, many believed, yet beneath the celebrations lay serious political divisions. Nigeria was not a single, unified political community. It was a federation of regions with different histories, languages, and political interests. The northern region was the largest in both land area and population. The western region was economically vibrant and politically influential. The eastern region was growing rapidly in commerce and education. Each region was dominated by powerful political parties that often competed fiercely with one another. National unity remained fragile. Who was Tafawa Balewa? Unlike many charismatic politicians, Tafawa Balewa rarely sought the spotlight. Born in Bauchi province in 1912, he began his career as a teacher. His calm personality, careful speech, and preference for compromise earned him respect among colleagues. When Nigeria moved towards self-government, he became a leading figure in national politics. After independence, he served as prime minister. His leadership style contrasted with many of his contemporaries. He avoided fiery speeches. He preferred negotiation. He believed Nigeria's diversity required patience rather than confrontation. Internationally, he represented Nigeria on the world stage and advocated cooperation with both African nations and Western countries during the Cold War. Supporters viewed him as a stabilizing figure. Critics argued that his government struggled to overcome corruption, regional rivalries, and political crises. Nation under pressure. By the mid-1960s, the optimism of independence had begun to fade. Political competition became increasingly bitter, nations of fraud. Violence in parts of the Western crisis shocked the country, with arson, intimidation, and political clashes becoming widespread. Citizens began asking difficult questions. Could civilian politicians maintain order? Was democracy working? Inside the military, some younger officers believed the political class had failed the nation. Not all officers shared the same views, and historians continue to debate the extent of support for removing the civilian government. What is clear is that dissatisfaction was growing.
The plot begins. In military barracks across Nigeria, conversations became more secretive. A group of young officers believed decisive action was necessary. Among the key figures associated with the coup was Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogwu, who became one of its most recognizable leaders. The conspirators planned coordinated attacks across different cities. Their objectives included seizing military installations, government buildings, and arresting or eliminating selected political leaders. Timing would be critical. If the operation failed, they would almost certainly face execution. If it succeeded, Nigeria's political future would change forever. The final hours before midnight. Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa spent the evening attending to official duties. There was little public indication that his life was in immediate danger. Elsewhere, military units quietly prepared to move. Weapons were distributed. Orders were confirmed. Vehicles were fueled. Every minute counted. Some participants believed they were acting to save Nigeria. Others questioned whether violence could ever solve the country's political problems. Those debates would soon be overtaken by events. Within moments, soldiers began moving toward their targets. Across Kaduna, Lagos, Ibadan, and other locations, gunfire shattered the silence. Military checkpoints appeared on roads. Communication lines were disrupted. Government officials were caught by surprise. Nigeria's first military coup had begun. No one knew exactly how many people would die before dawn. As soldiers closed in on the nation's leaders, one question remained unanswered. Where was Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa? The answer would become of the greatest mysteries in Nigerian history, because before the sun rose, Nigeria's Prime Minister had vanished. And the search for him would uncover a tragedy that still shapes debates about Nigeria's past. To be continued in Part 2. Stay tuned for more secrets about why Nigeria's first Prime Minister was killed and the faces behind the coup.